Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Tea and Chat or Tea and Books Chat with myself, Whitney, and my wonderful co-host, Tabrisha Jones, creator of Cup of Tea with That Book, Please. It's a blog website full of book reviews and recommendations, related news reports, original writing, and of course, tea. And we will be in conversation today with the amazing Jack Ruedisueli, author of Mystery of the Mountain Moon Tribe, a fantastic graphic novel, which is utterly beautiful. We want to give a big thank you to our future viewers and listeners. You could be doing a number of things right now, but you decided to tune in for this virtual author event. So thank you. Any links and resources shared during this presentation will be shared with attendees and on the blog. Um, if next slide. If you are a fan of books and the power of friendship, check out Fake Book Club podcasts. We have 2 seasons under our belt, and we are currently recording our third. We talk about our favorite and not so favorite reads, current events, pop culture, nostalgia, and as always, my personal favorite, K-pop. You can visit our website at fakebookclubpodcast.wordpress.com to catch up on our current season and to listen to other our past episodes. And with that, I will now pass it along to Tabrisha to introduce our featured author. So take it away, Tabrisha.
Thank you, Whitney. Hello, everyone. So my name is Risha, and I'm the creator of the website Cup of Tea with That Book, Please. And I will be introducing our guest for this episode of the podcast, Jack Ruedisueli, who is the author of and the artist behind his most recent book, Mysteries of the Mountain Moon Tribe. So thank you, Jack, so much for joining us this afternoon, or afternoon for us, evening for you.
Yes. Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
so I'm going to give a brief bio of our special guest. So Jack is a designer, illustrator, and author with over 10 years of artistic experience. And drawing from his background in architecture and graphic design, Jack focuses on the intersection of imagination and structure to create vivid, story-driven worlds that breathe life into new ideas, which is definitely the case with Mysteries of the Mountain Moon Tribe. So, could you give our listeners a brief synopsis of what this book is about?
Sure. There's a great intro, by the way. It makes me sound way more fancy than I actually am, I'm sure. Mysteries of the Mountain Moo Tribe, and it is about a young girl named Mia, and she belongs to a tribe who live isolated at the top of this mountain that seems to go on forever. Now, Mia is a troubled young girl because she's dealing with two horrible things throughout her life and at the beginning of the story. One of them being the tribe is very strict with their laws and rules. One of them being that outside of the walls of the tribe lies nothing but danger and evil and monsters that will eat you and devour you and kill you horribly. And so one of their many, many laws is to never leave the village. It's forbidden. And her second trouble at the beginning of the story is that she is the firstborn in this tribe of her generation, which means she has to inherit the title of elder. And that means she's born 15 or 16 years ahead of any other child in this tribe, which makes her very lonely. And it makes her have to live with this humongous pressure and responsibility and destiny that was written to her by others. So in the story, Mia is struggling with this reality that she's been born into, and all she wants to do is escape and have an adventure and discover the truth of the world and essentially leave the tribe and leave all of this horribleness behind. And one day, a terrible curse comes to this tribe, and it turns out she's the only one that can save them from this horrible, horrible curse that will ultimately destroy them all. So she sets off on this adventure down this infinite mountain to seek the help of an ancient spirit that dwells within its heart. to try and save them. So on the surface, it's this simple quest of this girl trying to save her village, and then underneath, it's basically about this young girl having to deal with her anxiety, her loneliness, and all of this pressure that's been bestowed on her against her will.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the long version. That was the long version. Sorry.
And still
I'm
no
trying not to mock
spoilers.
you. Yes,
Still
no spoilers yet. Yeah.
no. Um, the artwork is gorgeous. It's
Thank
so
you.
so lush, and I felt transported into this world, and I 100% felt like I was in it, and also simultaneously wanted to be there.
Mm,
The creatures were gorgeous. The people were just, they looked like people. Um, can you tell us your favorite thing that you drew out of all of this, and maybe your favorite creatures? If you don't have a favorite, that's okay.
no,
I
I think it just changes each time you look at it, really, for me. Because some of the favorite things that I've drawn were also the most painful to draw that just took too long and I couldn't get over them. But I think I think on every single page in this book there are trees. Everywhere you look, there's always a tree growing out somewhere. So I would say the trees are probably my favorite thing to draw. But I think the one of the main things that I loved drawing most was Mia and Francis, her little companion that joins her on this adventure. Because you can have all of these creatures and all of these landscapes and stuff, but as soon as you put this little figure in this landscape, it completely changes the scale of everything. So it really is like a little magic seed that you can plant into this drawing to make this tree look huge and these creatures look huge, or alternatively very small. So I'd say probably her and Francis were the best things to draw because they changed the drawing instantly as soon as they stepped into it.
I loved I love the cloud part over the sky.
Hmm.
Um, and the dragon creature was very much giving me never-ending story. So I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, cute little companion.
It was giving me oh, I forgot his name from Aang's creature from Avatar, The
Or
Last Airbender.
Appa.
Oh yeah,
Appa.
yeah. That was definitely a huge inspiration for for this book, and then probably everything that I do in my life. It comes originates at some point from the Last Airbender.
Yeah, because I was like, this is like Avatar, The Last Airbender. This like brings so much memories for me. And then also when you were describing, um, like the briefly the plot of the book, when they said that one of the rules is, oh, they can't go outside the village. I was like,
Hmm.
this is M. Night Shyamalan's The Village, because that was one of the rules. You can't go out, and I'm not going to give the spoiler why the reason why they couldn't go out, but it just like gave me those kind of vibes too. I wasn't waiting for like M. Night Shyamalan to point out, it's like, there's a twist, there's a reason why, but it gave me those vibes too.
I
Good.
mean,
I hope that's good.
I feel like spoilers for a movie that's 15 years old is okay.
Still, people don't realize like there's like a huge spoiler after the Sixth Sense, so I don't
Valid.
want to.
Really?
There's
Valid.
always somebody out there that gets annoyed, isn't
I mean, that's so true.
there?
Um, so speaking of inspirations, um, on top of Avatar, your book is marketed to people who are fans of Studio Ghibli.
Yeah.
Is that where, your book, Mystery of Mountain Moon Tribes, draws inspiration? If so, even if not so, what is your favorite Ghibli film?
Definitely. I absolutely adore those films. I can still remember the first time I ever watched it and just being completely transfixed on everything that was happening on the screen. I think not just for the actual stories themselves, but the art that he does and that studio produces is just amazing. And I think every time I'm doing a drawing or even in this book, I was just trying to sort of reach that level. Oh, it's almost like a resume of trying to send them up. Please go, just give us some sort of job. Can I be involved in something over there? But I don't think it's quite on that level yet. But it was a huge inspiration for nearly everything that I do. So it is definitely a big part of that. But my favorite one is sort of that's an impossible question to ask because I would say try and give you my top 10 and then just list every Ghibli film there that that there is. But if I had to narrow it down, at least a top three, it would be Spirited Away is probably number one, which is probably the basic answer, but it's amazing. And then probably tied for number two is Nausicaa and Mononoke, I think. I just love all like the spirits and the world that those they build, to be honest.
Teresa, what's your favorite Ghibli?
Spirited Away. That was like I hands down the best. I've seen most of them, but Spirited Away, like this is amazing.
The
It's like how
ultimate
did
comfort movie.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to be basic and I'm gonna say Howl.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was
That's
awesome.
And
that
then
yeah,
or
that's a
like Howl's
close
Moving
second. Yeah.
Castle.
Yeah.
Um and then what else? There's like I see it in my brain. Is it Kiki's Delivery Service? Is that one?
Yeah, I haven't actually seen that one before, you know. It's
It's darling.
yeah.
It's so darling. And obviously Nausicaa. The one that I will not watch for obvious reasons is Grave of the Fireflies.
Hmm.
Will
I
not
did
watch
see that one.
that.
That was horrible. That was
No.
not quite as magical as the other ones, is it?
No. I was just like, I'm good. This is not
Yeah.
anything that I need to see at all.
Where is the
But
magic? Where are the
yeah,
creatures?
he went real. He
Exactly.
went real. It's like I want to do something with real stuff. Like no,
No,
Miyazaki, stick
no,
to the
please.
magical.
Yeah, yeah. That was a really sad one. Oh dear.
Now we have to watch Spirited Away to get to rid ourselves
Yeah. Pick up the
of that
pick
one.
up the mood a little bit.
Palette cleanser for sure.
Yes.
Exactly.
Um, so back to the book. Can you speak to how like the Mountain Ute tribe came to be? Were there a mix of mythology and real civilizations that you use as inspirations when you're creating the tribe?
I think the first thing that came to pass was sort of Mia, the character that lived there, and then all of the culture and sort of the background to the tribe and their history sort of grew from giving her background purpose, you know, to so I wanted her to have some sort of obstacle that she has to overcome. So it was just trying to slip in, how can we have what can we implement into a culture that can alter her life? You know, that would almost be sort of controversial in a way because it's like the tribe isn't evil. I wanted to make it clear that the tribe wasn't like this malicious sort of like they're punishing her for something. Like the tribe itself is supposed to be like a utopian sort of society where they live in harmony with nature. They sort of have everything sorted out, and they're you know they're at peace and they love each other very much. But it's sort of the rules that puts make that happen are now affecting this girl, and this girl has been affected because you know she's lonely and she's all of this. But um the tribe sort of comes first, doesn't it? And I think the culture just grows almost like from Avatar, The Last Airbender, where it's like a mixture of different Asian cultures, mainly in the inspiration in the architecture and the design of stuff, and like the clothes they wear, and how they sort of want to be in peace with these spirits and things. Um, yeah, so I would say it's just like a big melting pot of lots of different things, but not one culture.
And you also like what was really great with this when you were telling the story is like you told a story that is somehow like really so well known in young adult stories. It's like
Mm,
where a teenager or you know or a tween, it has the weight of the world on them at such a young age because
yeah,
they're continuously told like you're like the chosen one, you're like the special child, and it's like, well, I just want to be a kid. I just want to
yeah,
be something in it, and that's like we you see like the connection with like either Studio Ghibli films or even
mm,
Avatar: The Last and Airbender, because I don't know how Aang managed to just deal with
yeah.
being
Yeah.
the avatar for so long. But I just did you like use like a lot of like young adult stories to take the like inspiration into in creating into your own with that kind of trope?
Probably subconsciously. I think it is, as you said, sort of almost like a cliche, like the chosen one type of thing. But I think cliches are cliches because they're good. You know, people relate to them and they can understand them. But I wanted this one to be, she is sort of like the chosen one, but she's only the chosen one because she's born first. You know, there's no actual reason that sets her apart from anybody else. Anybody could have been born in her shoes. There's nothing inherently special about her. She doesn't have any powers or anything like that. She's just sort of the look of the draw, you know. So I wanted that to be um, her to be a bit more relatable on that sense, you know, and not to be this. There's some sort of mystical destiny behind it, other than just luck, I guess. But yeah, I think all movies and all books and stories we read influence us without us knowing about it. But yeah, I don't know if there's one in particular that I'd try to copy, you know, in fear of being sued by them.
I do have like two follow-up questions to those.
Sure.
So the first one is for my clarification, our main character, our heroine, Mia, was she intentionally born as an elder to replace,
Mhm.
or to your point that you just said, it just happened to be that way?
I think
Or
it happened to be that way. Yeah, it was just
okay.
sort of luck of the draw. I think the in the story the current elder that she runs the tribe is her grandma, but I don't know if that's just what they call her. That's what she calls her. You know, everyone calls her grandma, perhaps. I'm not sure if there's like a certain law that it is their family that always has to produce the next elder. You know, I do like the idea of it, and sort of play with both ideas in the story. It's sort of I like to leave it up to interpretation if there is this sort of connection. But I like to say that it is she was just there first, you know. Just
Awesome. And then my second question, kind of circling back to the tribe and the settings, is
mm,
it, I know obviously this is a fantasy realm and they're an insulated
mhm,
civilization, but on the outside of it, is this more based in like more ancient, more historical times? We alluded to like the Pan-Asian
mm.
inspiration, or is it kind of more modern than we're thinking of in the timeline?
I think it's definitely a um an old school type of tribe. You know, it's definitely sort of like the early days of like Japan and Asia and stuff like that, where it's still cooking by the fire and having huts and houses that are made not from like brick, and they don't have like technology like light and stuff. But the it's not so much that they're I was trying to build it to like a historical accuracy per se. In this one, it's sort of like they have an energy source which comes from the great spirits that created their home. You know, they have like these little crystals that provide them light and heat, and that's what they can like cook food with. Because one of the big curse that sort of infects them all is represented by fire. So I didn't want it to be like they're sort of caveman-y or early tribal type of people where they have fire and they're cooking meat on an open fire and stoves and stuff. It's more like they have their technology, their ways, but it's just built on a different energy source. You know, it's almost like you know like the Atlantis film, the Disney Atlantis film, when they have those crystals that power stuff. You know, they don't have fire. They don't. It doesn't know it exists. The only source of energy they have is crystals, and that's what supplies them with everything that they need. So they sort of they plateau on that level. They're happy with that. That's how they find balance, you know.
Thank you. I think that helps contextualize the overarching story of the journey, but also uh our characters and the
Mm.
family that she comes from.
But I wouldn't want to spoil it too much because there is definitely more in the world than these crystals. That's for sure.
Yes. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to questions about the world building a little bit later, but I'll toss it over to Teresa.
Um, so my next question is, so this is um, a graphic novel.
Yeah,
but it is different than how graphic novels are, the traditional graphic novel. There's
yeah.
no panels or anything like that. Can you tell us a little bit why you chose this format?
I'm not sure that there was any sort of rhyme and reason behind it. I sort of was doing these drawings, so the graphic novel, the novel itself was was born just from the drawings, and then the story sort of followed afterwards. And in my head, this was what they was connecting these drawings. So I just wanted that every page that you turned was this huge spread that was shouting it for your attention, and that you could get lost into this sort of window into this world that I wanted to create. And I think subconsciously as well, if I was to do like little panels, I wouldn't be able to pick and choose which one was big or which one was small and have to like choose a favorite. And I decided just to not bother, just try and do something that I think like I would want to see. Because I would describe it as a graphic novel, but also sort of a hybrid between a graphic novel and just a traditional sort of illustrated storybook, you know, because it is aimed for like younger kids. So I was hoping like to imagine it with like parents and stuff reading this big book that the child was like constantly looking at, look, trying to find details in, and sort of yeah, getting lost in the picture.
I thought, it was when I first opened it, when I first read it, it was giving picture book,
Mm,
but in like in a, not that other picture books can't be more elevated, but it was definitely giving more mature, I guess, with the art.
yeah, yeah,
So you could definitely tell that it was geared towards an older artist, like an older audience,
yeah.
but it still had like those, again, it's not a traditional graphic novel. It still had like paragraphs. I thought the term for it was visual novel, but visual novels are video games.
Oh,
So,
is it? I was
yeah,
gonna say the visual novel sounds way better because I think the problem
right?
was storybook sounds too young and not impressive, but then graphic novel might be overstepping it a bit much. Like, yeah,
I
I try to tell
mean,
everyone like, no, it's sort of halfway between, but visual novel sounds way better.
I like
I
visual novels
I
better.
like visual novel too,
Yeah,
because it has more, it has the paragraph structure and like the
yeah,
dialogue. But again, that is not the correct term for it because I looked it up
ridiculous.
um prior to this conversation just to make sure I had the terminology right. So I think, honestly, well, I don't know if you are the first person, but I do think that this is the first that in this style that I've seen.
Hmm.
Do you know any artists that who are publishing or do work or your style similar?
No, I'm not. I don't actually. I think because of course I love reading, which is why I started this. But I try not to compare myself too much to other artists and writers out there because then I'll just start hating myself. Yeah, the comparison is the theft of joy. You know, you start looking at it, you think, oh God, this is so good. It's so much better than mine. So I just wanted to make what I would have liked, you know, just these huge drawings that you can get lost in. But I don't know. We're gonna see. I think the one that I'm working on next is sort of maybe leaning a bit more towards these panels. So I would have liked to have a bit more interaction with Mia. You know, that was the only thing that I was wanting to change from this one after finishing it was sort of having more connection to her face and her talking and things. But I think the way the book is written, it's almost like because it's almost her diary, isn't it? She's the one that's speaking to you. So I think there wasn't a lot of need for that, um, that traditional blocking style of the different frames, but I don't know. It's the first one, so there's obviously I don't know.
So what we're hearing is you are the first of your kind.
Yeah, I
Oh,
love
okay, we'll
that.
take it. We'll take it. We'll get it.
And we got to talk, we're one of the first people that get to talk to you about your about this book.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah. Again, it makes me sound more impressive than I think I am.
Well, look, I don't have any artistic talent to like as intricate and as detailed as the work that you're producing.
Oh, it's
Um,
just practice. It is just all practice.
but
Oh,
Yeah,
again,
I can show you what like I have chicken scratch that's just practice. It's nothing compared to this book.
I feel like I feel like we should have included some panels in this presentation in
I
this talk to
know.
kind of but maybe, with permission from the powers that be, we can maybe post one or two pages
On the
Yeah,
on the
website. Yeah,
website.
yeah,
yeah.
go for it. Absolutely.
Um, I think that's kind of talking a little bit a bit more about artwork. I think that's kind of a perfect segue into our next question. You have a background in architecture and art and design.
Yes.
Um, Congratulations. What was that field? What was was that the field that you've always wanted to be in? And how did from there did you get into writing and publishing
Yeah,
and creating
yeah.
graphic novel?
I think it's the architecture and stuff stem from the desire to want to make stuff, to be in this creative field, to use your imagination, to use your hands to create, pretty things. And I think architecture was the only thing that I could actually think of that existed in the world at the time that's offered that. When in England when I was at school, and hopefully it's not all schools, but the one that I was at, um, when you would say you wanted to do like art and stuff, you would take it as a subject, but it wasn't really treated as a sort of a career path. You only had graphic design or architecture to follow. And I think when you're younger as well, you never actually comprehend that everything that you see around you is made by somebody, like an artist. When you're watching a film, when you're watching advertisements, when you're looking at a poster and all of that, there is an idea and creativity that's behind that. But they would just sort of nudge you in. Well, no, no, that's not for you. That's either architecture or this. So architecture was the one that I chose, and I do love it, and I did love it, but it never actually sort of quenched that thirst, that hunger to do something properly creative, because you're still bound within the laws of that career. And I actually graduated in COVID, which was the worst time anybody could ever graduate. So you just flung into the world, sort of unsure what you want to do, but then even if you knew what you wanted to do, there's no way you were going to get any job or anything was going to happen. So I think it was a horrible time, but also a blessing in disguise where you could actually sit there and reflect. And because I sort of fell out of love with the architecture stuff towards the end because of how awful COVID was and how horrible the job market is. It was just I sat there and reflected, how could I use this, this love for drawing. And COVID was actually when I first started to properly draw. So I was doing like physical drawings, but I hadn't downloaded Procreate on my iPad until COVID. So all of these drawings have only been this skill has only been learned in the past like 6 or 7 years. And one of the jobs that I discovered that I would absolutely love would be to like be a storyboard artist, like coming up with the ideas and stuff in the room, actually being there at the beginning of it. And so I emailed every single person in the world I could find, please give me some advice, please even give me a job, anything, just let me speak to you. And not a single person replied, of course. And there was only one person. His name's Pete Saunders, and he works for Mackie and Saunders. And I'm going to butcher that name. So if he's watching, I deeply, deeply apologize. But they make the puppets for like Fantastic Mr. Fox. You seen that? And Mars Attacks. It's awesome, like proper awesome work. And he was the only person that like picked up the phone and actually spoke to me and gave me some advice. And it was just all, what can I help? How can I help? And I was like, I want to be a storyboarder. Here's a portfolio of work. And he was like, well, this portfolio has nothing to do with storyboarding. It's just pretty pictures. And I was like, yeah, but, you can see maybe I'd be good at it. And he said, look, if you want to do this, go out, make some storyboards, come back, learn it a bit, and start from there, actually make a portfolio. And so that was sort of the origin of the book, because I went away and I had the choice of making my own storyboard, just making up on the spot, or copying a film. So I just did like a storyboard for a really simple little story of this brother and sister living at the top of this mountain, having to save their tribe from this evil curse. And that just sort of blossomed into this crazy 5 6 year horrible adventure of trying to finish it and trying to figure out what I'm doing. And I've just completely and utterly fallen in love with it. So that was That was a very long story, so I apologize, but that was sort
We
of the
we
origin
have so
where it all
much
began.
time, friend. It's
No,
okay.
Okay,
that was
good.
a great story. So thank
No,
you
Okay,
for
thank you.
sharing.
But that
no.
was
And
the
I
origin of how it all tied together,
no,
basically.
that's perfect. And I think it's another perfect segue into my next question or follow-up question, really, is can you talk about your creative process, both in creating this book, but you can
Mm,
talk about other projects you have? Like how long did Mysteries of the Mountain Moon Tribe take you, and what was the process like from conception to
yeah.
talking to us right now?
I think any sort of creative idea, whether it is music or art or anything that requires you to use that part of your brain, it just starts with a little spark, a little idea of something that just flashes in your head, and then I think the only difference is that you just have that urge to create it, to make it. So the first of all, there was a purpose behind the book, was to create a sort of portfolio to try and find a job. It was never to. I never started this thinking, oh, this could actually be a job. I could actually make a book. I could I could do that maybe. It never started like that. It sort of grew like that naturally. So the first starts were just these little sketches that I had in my head of the story, and every time you have one idea, sort of another sprouts out of it. Once I did one page, you thought, oh, what would happen on the next page and the next page, and oh, if I was doing this one should set it up, and it was just this lovely sort of dance between these ideas where you have a goal, which is to create something nice. You have a goal to make now the goal is to make a good book. So it was just sort of digging your way through it. I don't think there is any good process to do it, but definitely for this one, it was completely the wrong way. So if anybody's actually watching, don't follow the opposite of my advice, because this was drawings came first and then the writing came after, which is a terrible way to do it. It's a terrible way. It was a complete mess because I would draw a page, try write something, draw the next page, realize they weren't connected at all, and I would have all of these drawings that looked good on on the page, but as soon as you started writing the story, you'd be like, oh, I need to add this one here now. I need to add this. I need to add this. I should have just written it down first and then drawn it. So on the next one, that's what I'm doing. But the first one, that was the process and it was idiotic.
So how long did each like panel take? I know you did some of it digitally, but it's all so very intricate.
Yeah, because if it was all by hand, I would probably still be here doing it right now. It would never be finished. But digital, people think that it takes quicker, but each page still took around like 26 hours or so to do. It would be like a week a page type of thing. Mainly because I do procrastinate a lot, yeah, which is just, of
Who
course, you have
doesn't?
to.
Who
Yeah,
doesn't? We all
exactly,
do.
exactly. But the whole book would have been, yeah, 4 or 5 years in the making. Because every time I would, I have the original book up there, which is this thin, and then the final book is about this thick because it kept developing. The original book was only supposed to be about 20 pages or so, and it would have been really boring and terrible. And because the original story was a brother and a sister have to say their tribe and go find a spirit, and it was just them sort of walking through the forest. And then it was like, well, why don't we add some creatures? And then, okay, but where do these creatures come from? Where does the spirit come from? What is the mountain that they're on? Why is it this giant mountain? Why does it go on forever? What is the history of their world? Why is the tribe isolate themselves? So it's just layers and layers and layers kept getting added.
Um, did you ever like from the original story, because you said you had to keep adding stuff
Yeah.
on, did you think like, oh, instead of like changing the entire like original story, did you think like with comic books and graphic novels that they have a series, did you just
Mm.
think, oh, continuing on with like just more books in the series?
That might have been a good idea, actually. Yeah,
I'm
I could.
sorry, I did
I didn't
not
even.
mean to like to tell
I didn't
your
even. No, I didn't
idea.
even think of it like that. No, I think.
As soon as I said the question, I was like, wait a minute. this sounds like I'm criticizing what he just did, and it's
No, no,
not the
no.
case.
It's good. No, it's a good idea. Um, no, I think it was too fun to stop, and I kept wanting to do it. There definitely was a point in time where, okay, now it's getting a bit too bloated. Now it's getting a bit like, what are we doing? Is this it now forever? We're just going to keep writing it until it's this thick in one book, you know? But I like it being a contained story. I think I like cliffhangers when they're good and give you a reason to watch the next episode or to read the next book, but only if the next episode is there and the next book is there and I can read it straight away. We're never going to get the ending to Game of Thrones, and I I love like Star Wars and stuff like that, but I hate all of the prequels and sequels without having like an original story now being created, you know. So and I'm quite a sort of a film critic with my mates and my family, and they would crucify me if I was doing something like that, splitting it up into really small stories and making everyone waiting. You know, it would it would be I'd be beaten up by my family. Um, Saying that though, there might be a prequel and a sequel coming because, as you just said, the ideas kept coming, and I actually had like a review from someone saying because obviously there's a curse that comes on this tribe, and there's a villain, sort of this mysterious creature that brings this curse, and the prequel would be awesome to do sort of the origin of the character because we talk about the origin in this book, and we talk about where she comes from and why she's doing what she's doing, but it's a story that's sort of contained onto these 3 pages, but that would have been nice to expand a little bit and then a sequel sort of concluding these two storylines. So there's two stories about Mia and then the villain, and then both of them coming together to solve something. But I did want this to be self-contained, and I've completely forgotten what the original question was. By the way, I'm just completely
You,
rambling.
you answered it,
You
but
answered
Okay,
it.
good. As I
I
was, yeah, I kept going, and I was like, "What am I? I can't remember what I'm supposed to be talking about." Actually,
no, that was a perfect answer. I am team one book. I,
good.
to your point, I can't trust that the series will be done. Anything can happen to the
Yeah.
author or the
Yes.
creator.
I'm getting
Um,
worried about George R. R. Martin. It's
look,
he's getting too old.
and he doesn't have kids. So I'm like, who is taking over this story? Who knows
Yeah.
the world? At least
Mm,
we have, Christopher Rice, who is Anne Rice's child, and like he's continuing some
yeah.
of the lore and some of the stories.
Yeah, but we can't leave it on season 8. What was it? Season 7 and season 8 was the last of Game of Thrones, wasn't it? The actual series. We can't. I will not accept leaving it there. So he better do something new and
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. He has to.
Honest,
He has to.
honestly, I hope the books undo seasons
Yeah. Yes.
undo season 7, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like if there was just so much buildup and then like the last episode was just so
Yeah.
womp womp. I'm like,
No.
he was the prince that was
And
promised.
what's crazy is that I literally rewatched the whole thing recently because I watched it all when it came out, and then I rewatched every time a new season kept coming out. I rewatched it and rewatched it, and then the final one came out. I couldn't handle it, and it was just terrible. But I thought to myself, okay, I'm gonna in a few years I'll rewatch it, and maybe it'll be better because there's just such a high bar. It was such a high expectation that maybe it's just my own fault because I was in my head it was going to be something else. So I gave it another chance. I forgot how amazing all of the other seasons were, and I was like, "This is incredible." And I'm just trying to give it a chance, and it was just absolutely awful again. I didn't even finish the last 2 episodes. I just skipped over them. I was like, "Oh Jesus Christ!" I could. It was. I'm still bothered about it. If you couldn't tell, still
And
bothered.
I
that's
feel like you guys
100%
are.
valid.
I
Yes,
feel
exactly.
I'm not a Game of Thrones fan, either the books or the TV series, but honestly, I don't think you guys are gonna.
Nobody is anymore. Nobody's a Game of Thrones fan anymore. That's what we're saying, isn't it?
It's yeah.
I'm not a fan anymore either.
I think it's just hard. Teresa and I have a inside joke about a book from one of our favorite a creator slash kind of friend. I guess we're more friendly than friends, but he wrote he only one volume, and he wrote it about siblings who have superpowers, and
Mm,
they live in Florida or Texas. It's
Texas. And
Texas. They
yeah.
have superpowers, and in the current American climate with like immigration and
yeah.
against people of color, but more particularly Hispanic and Latino people, it was just a great story. Like, what do you do when you have superpowers but you're also uh undocumented?
Yeah.
Or so it was such a great start, and
That was cool, yeah.
he's done literally everything but finish his book.
It ends on a
He-
cliffhanger.
and it
Oh
ends on
no.
a cliffhanger.
It actually
And
sounded pretty cool as well. I was going to ask you
It's
what it was, but
really
we'll tell
good.
you after.
yeah,
But
tell me
it's
when it's
not
done. No.
well, we'll tell you after we're done recording, but it's we're s- we're seeing him come out with like all of these amazing other series that we love. We love them
Mm,
and they're
yeah,
great. But at the same time,
not enough.
when are we getting the book that
Yeah,
we
I
know you and love you the most for?
I
yeah.
ask him every time I see him, like, where's volume two? Where's
Oh
volume two?
god,
This is great. Where is volume two?
He
bastard.
he's got like he's so prolific, and he has so many, IPs under his like, DC Marvel, but also like his own stuff. And I'm like, cool, awesome, amazing.
Mm,
Give us volume two. And it's been what,
yeah,
like 5 years, Sabrina? It's been 5 years.
that is awful. Yeah.
And mind you, it's a typical like graphic novel size,
Mm,
like thickness, which is what,
Like
like under
100
40
pages
pages.
or yeah, like yeah.
that is the
So
worst feeling ever, isn't it?
yeah.
But yeah, I do
But
that even now with like shows and stuff. Like, so I watch like a lot of anime and stuff. But I will, if I
mm,
know it's gotten like a bunch of seasons, I won't watch them. I won't start it, even though I know I'll like it. I won't start until the last one's out. You know, I hate. It's like when I think you guys like watched Attack on Titan and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I love that. It's my favorite show in the whole world. But when they were doing the last season, and it was what, like 5 years until season four came out, and then they did season four, part one, and then season four, part one, part two, part three, and then it was the most god awful thing ever. So I never start anything now until I know it's either hasn't been cancelled or is actually being produced. You know?
but see, then that's the issue with like these platforms like Netflix and
Mm,
Amazon. It's like they've reverted, some of them have reverted back to, one episode a week, the one episode a week model. But then it's
mm,
like, oh, well, if you don't watch it in like the first week that it's out, we're gonna cancel it.
yeah.
But I'm also just like, well, I have other things to do.
Yeah, and I'm waiting for you to release the whole thing because I know you're going to do cliffhangers each week. That's why I find it so annoying
Exactly.
because I know they're going to be annoying with it. Like it's like a little dopamine thing where they're trying to get you addicted to it. It's like, you don't need to do it. I'm going to watch the whole thing. Please, just,
Exactly.
you don't need to do that. And then they blame it. I just watched this thing called Scavenger's Reign or something like that. I can't remember what it's called, but it's this amazingly animated and drawn series is like an alien. You know, the spaceship crash lands on an alien planet, and the crew are trying to find each other and get off the planet. And it was the most mind-bending, amazing thing I've ever seen. Like beautifully drawn as well. So I would recommend anybody to try and watch it. But they cancelled it. They cancelled it, and I finished it. And I was like googling, great. When's season two coming out? I was like, it's not. That's for God's sake, it is absolutely ridiculous. This is the one thing I hate most in the world, I think, actually.
This is how I feel about Young Justice.
Mm.
Ugh, it's
Oh,
such DC, and I know we are like on a tangent, but
That
we'll
was
come
good. It's
back
a
to
good one.
it. DC really thrives and has, to me, been superior in a lot of their animated storytelling
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah.
and
Yeah.
compared to other things. And Young Justice like blew me away. Like the
Mm.
first, I think, 3 or 4 seasons. were just amazing and kind of really was really real about what it is to be a sidekick superhero.
Yeah.
Um, and then we're also getting like the alien invasion of the Reach. We're getting it's not Apocalypse, but it's another Vandal Savage and like his evil crew, and that's kind of and it ends on him bringing Mother Mary, Sister Mary. I can't remember that.
Mm.
Or no, it's not Big Bart. It's not Big Barda, but that's a Wonder Woman villain. But it's kind of in the same like ancient, powerful,
Yeah, yeah.
omnipotent being. And because of like the merger
Mm.
with HBO and Warner Brothers, like it just
Yeah.
fell to the
Yeah.
wayside. And but it was such a rich in story, amazing representation across different facets of culture and like race,
Yeah.
sexuality, and then that's probably why they canceled it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I just
definitely.
gave a reason. Oh, it's
Definitely.
diverse and has people of color
But
and
they don't
also
know what to do with it. But it's the same thing that's happened with the Avatar thing. You see the guy who played Uncle Iroh, he did like a
Mhm.
big rant on like Twitter or whatever it's called now, saying that like Paramount are like evil people and they hate creativity and they hate a story that's anti-fascist and stuff like that. You know, they have
And
no
that's
idea what
why,
to do with
yeah,
it.
and then they're only and the movie that I think it's the movie that's supposed to come out. They're
Yeah,
not
that
releasing in the
they
theaters. They're
leaked.
yeah. I was like,
There's rubbish. There's a load of bollocks. There's definitely something going on behind closed doors that they because now we're all talking about it. You know, we're all
yep,
talking about the movie, so there's no such thing as bad publicity. But they don't know what to do with that franchise at all, and it's the one of the best franchises in the
it
world. It'd be
is.
so easy to get people that love it to be behind the arts, the storytelling. It'd be so easy to make amazing stories from it, but they just get people that don't know anything about it. You know, like in
Yeah.
the new Netflix one, I didn't
I
couldn't even
haven't
finish it.
watched
Yeah,
I haven't
because
watched it.
they tried to make it like gritty and like a HBO sort of Game of Thronesy type of vibe where it's like, oh, war is a terrible thing, which they do very well in the animated series, but they had to make it gritty. You know, like King Boomy in the animated series, he's this crazy crazy guy,
Yeah.
you know,
Hmm.
and that's a big lesson to Ang later on because he does that. I can't remember where it was like Nutri G or something like that, that Nutri Jing or something like that, where it's the action or inaction or the middle action of doing nothing, you know. So
Hmm.
he has this big sort of philosophy in this season in that series, but in the
The
live
live
action one,
action.
he's like this really angry, miserable, horrible person who blames Aang for everything, and he's completely turned bitter from the war. And it's like, why have you done that? Because he plays such a big role, and he's like the only person that Aang has left in the world that's from his childhood, and he's the only person that's nice to him and gives him hope and tells him about these are things you need to learn and know. And this one, he's horrible to him. It's ridiculous. I don't know why I'm ranting about that. I literally watched the
No,
trailer.
Names his
no,
whole
I
child after him.
I know.
exactly.
I
And
watched the trailer earlier today, and I was like, I was getting so angry. I was like, no.
I haven't watched it
Mm,
because it's like you said, Jack. It's like Avatar: The Last Airbender, the enemies. It was the best. It was
it's
probably
perfect. Yeah,
it's perfect the way it is.
don't need to do
I
anything.
did not see like you guys tried one
Mm.
live action.
Yeah, but if you just do it
That's
exactly the same, it's there. You don't need to come up with anything. If I
exactly.
if I had a million pounds or £1 billion, what and I could buy the Avatar like franchise, I would just like take the original cartoon and just redraw it and like keep all of the voice actors, upscale the music slightly, but just make all the drawings for because it's you know they do that ratio. It's stuck on the old ratio. I would just make
Hmm.
it redraw
Wider.
it, make it
Yeah.
widescreen, and make it up to date. That's all I would do with it, and then maybe make some films in the same style with the same voice actors, which is also crazy. This is another rant, and I'm so sorry. We'll get back to like the actual interview in a minute, but they did that film, that new animated film, which is cool, whatever. But recast all of the people in it, and it's like those people are still alive, and it's like, yeah, but we
Really?
need people to sound older. It's like it's been like 20 years since the series came out. They were all older. Like the guy who
Oh
plays
my
Zuko,
God.
yeah, the guy who plays Zuko, his voice is like so iconic, and he's older now. He sounds a bit more raspy and a bit more like deeper and a bit like more mature. Why would you not use him at all? It's like it's beggars belief. It just does.
No,
Who is in charge there? Who is in
Dante
charge there?
Basco is
Yes,
the
he's
absolute
fantastic.
most iconic voice actor. I mean, like grew up with him as like
Yes,
Rufio and a bunch of other, but he
yeah,
has he has a great resume
yeah.
of voice
Anytime you hear his
acting.
voice, anytime you hear
Yeah,
him to his voice, you know instantly it's him. You can't get
exactly.
anybody that sounds like him. He's so good. Even like with soccer as well. Like his his voice is great. The guy who plays soccer, soccer.
Yeah. And then Mae Whitman, I'm like, they could have all just did it. I 100% agree.
It's ridiculous. So I needed to get that out of my system.
No,
That was bothering me
look.
today. They're just ridiculous. If the book is successful and I become rich and famous, that's the only thing I want to do with my money. That's what I'll give back to the world.
I think, and I wish that for you so much because
I wish that for all of
Somebody
us.
please do it.
we do need people who actually care about
Yeah.
storytelling and nos nostalgia in a way that's
Mm,
just important to everyone and also like that cares about the overall longevity of
exactly.
such a great series.
Mm, yeah.
Um, but for the essence of time, we're gonna circle back to
Yes. Sorry, I do apologize.
no, it's fine. Um, for the but we would love to have you back and talk more about the slights of Avatar.
Definitely.
Um, but I'm gonna toss it over to Tabrisha to kind of introduce a cute little game, and then we have a couple more questions to round us out, and then we'll end the stream.
Yeah.
So take it away,
Awesome.
Tabrisha.
All right, so we do this with all our guests. It's a this or that bookish edition. So we'll ask you two choices, and you just choose which one that you prefer the most.
Okay.
All right, so paperback or hardback?
Hardback.
Or my bag doesn't like it, my shoulder doesn't like it, but I do.
No, this book isn't hardback, and that was awful. I really like it as softback, but I would hopefully love to make an edition that's hardback. Just feels more real. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
A dust jacket would be on it with like an inner map of the oh my God, that would actually
Yeah, that
Oh,
would
be
be
so
and like
cool.
the
bad.
end pages might be like stained, like decorated. Oh, that'd be
Yeah,
great too.
that would be cool. If it does well, that's what we'll do.
Yeah. Read one book at a time or read multiple books at a time.
Oh, one book at a time. I could not do that. I'm reading the Ritual Saga by Raymond Feist at the minute. They're like Magician and Silverthorn and all those ones. And I would not be able to understand another book. If I had to switch between two books, I would forget everything from the first one and my mind would be blank. So definitely one at a time.
He's the same way. Um, one POV, or two or more POVs.
For what? For a story?
Yeah. Hmm.
More than two. That's yeah. I think it if it's done correctly, I would say if it's done correctly, then um I love it when it's multiple sort of storylines that then intertwine and overlap each other and sort of come to the end. That's what's great about the book that I'm reading at the minute, where it is these two completely separate stories having the same problem and then they come together to help to solve it at the end, and that's definitely much better. This one is one perspective, so I don't want to discredit myself too much saying that this is rubbish, but
Okay. A hard copy or ebook or audiobook.
oh yeah, that's a hard one. That well, if it's a graphic novel, then it has to be in person. It has to be a real one. But I
Mhm.
love my Kindle. I love if it's like just like a textbook, then it has to be on the Kindle. I'll literally fall asleep with it in my hand. You don't need to turn off any lights. You don't need to do anything. don't need to turn any pages. I'll literally fall asleep with it in my hand. So I'll say I'll go Kindle. And audiobook as well is great when it's like Andy Serkis doing the Smeagol voice in your ears.
Yes, narration always is the key for the
Yeah,
audiobook. The narrator can carry the book.
definitely.
A library or a bookstore.
I think it depends. If it's got like a cafe, then either. If it's like a cool sort of rustic bookstore, but if it's a cool rustic library, I think I don't want to say like just a library is just a big bookstore, really, isn't it? So I'm not sure. I like the idea of like a small bookstore, like a cozy bookstore.
In that. Okay, so this next one is a game between me and Whitney. We have a tally on because we both continuously argue about this one.
Hmm.
Um, so get ready for this one. So a bookmark or page corner fold or dog ear in your pages.
Yeah, okay. Whoever is going to get shafted for this one, I do apologize, but I am one that folds the page. I am the
Oh my god!
page.
Yes.
If it's a but
Amazing.
I have to say, if it's a graphic novel or something like that, then that should be forbidden. Then you can't fold the pages if it's got drawings in it. But if it's a normal textbook, then yeah, fold it away. The more scruffy that book looks by the end of it is a testament of
It's
how
a
good the book is.
well-loved book. Thank you.
Exactly. Yeah,
I appreciate your siding with me, but
very
I
good.
agree that no fold. I do not fold the corners of graphic novels. I
Yes.
100% agree with that. And
Okay.
I
Good.
would not fold the corners of your book either.
Okay. Thank you. I'm glad to hear
She will do it. Don't believe the word.
it.
I Scouts honor.
Please, yeah,
Is that
sure.
it? Scouts honor.
Yeah. But
I think it's
don't
when if you cross your fingers, that means you're lying, doesn't it? You're not supposed to
exactly.
show that,
See,
yeah.
Jack, see,
So it's Scouts honor.
Okay,
Scouts honor.
see.
okay, it's okay. I
Properly.
believe you.
Ah, you well, you got one
Well,
person who believes in you,
look,
Whitney.
sc- hand to God or whatever you like to be prayed to. I promise not to
That's all.
I have seen her murder the page.
lie. I mean, the only time I destroy books, and that is to make buttons for craft for making buttons, and I
That's
do that with these.
recycling a book. That's recycling it.
That's
I
okay.
tear pages out and destroy
That's
them.
recycling. You know
Recycling's
what?
okay.
Like,
It's more
what?
like upcycling. Recycling is
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
tossing it,
but
but thank you, Jack. I appreciate your
That's
support.
okay.
we're currently tied, aren't we, Whitney?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I think we are tied. She probably thinks she's winning, but no, I think we're tied.
Oh, okay.
Next up we have read in silence or read with music.
Oh, it has to be in silence. If there's music on, my brain just completely wanders off. I'm not even. I think I might have some sort of like dyslexia or ADHD. I haven't been checked, but I haven't been checked because my mother said you definitely don't need to be checked. Okay, I'll tell you right now, you've definitely got something about you. Okay, that's not normal. So I genuinely, I'm one of those people that I'll be reading and I have to fully focus on it. And if I just start like wandering off my head, I'll be reading it, not actually understanding what I'm reading, and then have to go back and start again, start fresh because my eyes will be going looking at the words but not actually reading it. So it has to be in silence. I don't even know if it's possible to read with music on. So
Well, I mean I do it. I read with music, but I have like um what you just described that has happened to
mm.
me. I think that is just like what happened since COVID. Like we cannot focus on
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
We have a hard time focusing on anything.
Do you
So
do you listen to it with like music that people are singing, or is it just sort of like instruments or like background music?
both.
Really? I,
Yeah, I
I
can
could do
listen
it
to
if somebody's like speaking. That would be crazy.
yeah, because
That's a
sometimes
skill.
because I can just like put it in the back of my mind because people are like, oh, what if you're like want to sing along with it? It's like, well, I sing along with
Yeah,
it
that I
while
would
I'm
do. I
reading
would just start
it.
singing. No, I don't think my. That's just because I'm a man, though. I can only focus on one thing at a time, isn't it?
That's a lot
No,
of people.
it's just a lot of folks.
Yeah.
I TV on in the background when I'm on the subway or like the train
Mm,
or work. It's obviously it's music. Um, but I think sometimes like what Tabrisha said, it just becomes background noise as long as it's not something I truly care about or wanting
mm,
to pay attention to. Like I'll put Murder She Wrote or Law and Order on, like because
mm.
there's
I'm on
always
the
a
other
Yeah.
side of
marathon. There's always a
Yeah.
marathon on in the background,
yeah.
and then just focus because it's just how the talking kind of helps with like the drowning out because there
Okay.
is like a melodic cadence to it all.
Mm,
Yeah.
Um,
And I think like it's like being in New York City, it is always noisy and there's always like so much background noise. So reading with a song going on is just like nothing because either I listen to the song or I listen to two fight people fighting in the back of the bus.
yeah. No, I just need more practice then. I just need to come to New York and get practice from professionals.
I think if
please
you can read,
do.
yeah, please do. And if you can read in on the subway, on the bus, especially with people fighting, and trust me, you will encounter someone
Awesome.
fighting on the bus and on the
I
train.
love
I
it's
call
on my
it a
bucket list.
ride in a show.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Or and because our subway fare has increased to $3, I call it a ticket in a show because obviously you have to get and a free you get a $3 show on most lines depending
Yeah.
on when you want to travel.
It better be good then. It better be a good show.
And lastly, we have reading with tea or reading with coffee.
Tea. Definitely tea. Definitely. Milk and sugar.
That's my favorite cup
I
of
feel
tea
like
too.
that's like an ob I don't want to sound, but I'm like you're across the
No,
pond. Is
don't
it
assume that
our
all British people
do
drink
you
tea.
but I'm just saying
But it
the
is
past
true though.
few
She
It
does
is
have a
true.
point.
But I
Yeah.
have encountered British people who said no coffee.
I mean, I trust
They're
you,
just
but
Americans
in
in
the
disguise
context
though. That's what it is.
of this podcast, of the tea and book chat, the folks from the UK that we've interviewed, they've all answered tea, which of course makes
Yeah, but
sense.
that's because they have to sign a contract when they're born to say if whenever you get interviewed, you have to say that. That's
You have
ugh.
to say tea.
They get arrested if they say coffee. That's for
Yep,
sure.
But at least you
yep.
put milk and sugar. I'm a coffee
Yeah,
drinker. I have 5 different ways to make coffee in my house.
I need it. Yeah, I need it sweet. I'm almost an American in that sense. I do need it sweet.
Light and sweet is kind of like the actually I prefer mine on the summer days when it's hot, when it's like this almost 90-degree day. It's black iced coffee with
Mm.
a little bit of sugar or like a simple syrup through the day. I don't know why, but putting milk in my coffee makes me more hot. And I don't know how to
Yes,
explain the
yeah,
science before that
yeah.
behind that.
We actually they say they don't they like if you have like a hot drink that's supposed to cool you down apparently, but it's just like utter nonsense. I don't believe that for a second, but people keep telling me that, and I was like, just don't believe you. I just don't believe it. Sorry, nope. I'm not going to try it either. I'm not going to fall for your weird little trap that you're trying to set. No.
It's
I'm
probably
sure it
untrue.
is, but I guess do Britons do ice or like people from the UK or like do they do iced tea the way that Americans do iced tea? Or is it just
Probably
like,
not as sweet. I think we have like our own sort of iced tea, but it's like it'll
yeah,
always be like a lemony or like a peachy sort of. It'll be like
Yeah,
a fruity type.
okay.
I
But
prefer their iced tea because it's not as sweet. Because when you
Yeah.
make iced tea in the US, it's just
yeah,
like,
it's not sweet at all. Yeah.
yeah, it's here. It's either you can say unsweetened, which is fine, or
Mm.
you have the Southern iced tea, which is
Yeah, I've
so,
heard. Yeah,
yeah,
I've
so
heard the
sweet.
southern
It's
one is
like, oh
crazy
my
sweet.
God. I'm like, this is
I always
ridiculous.
have to cut it with like the unsweet tea.
Yeah,
Yeah, but in
yeah.
the UK, it's like very subtle. It's like maybe they put one sugar in it, and then That's it.
Yeah, but we have like lots of like iced coffees and stuff like that, like caramel and stuff like that in it.
You got that from America.
Definitely, definitely, and it's
I've
doing very well. It's doing very well over here.
Oh yeah. Well, we do have a New York has so many coffee shops and bakeries. So if you do end up here, hopefully it's to promote your book. Um, we can definitely recommend you some amazing
Definitely,
places to go that are not Dunkin' or Starbucks.
I
Starbucks.
would still go there. I need to still do the basic ones though if it's my first time because I've never been to America. New York is
Yeah.
literally top five bucket list places to go in the
Oh
world.
my, the I would
I would
say
definitely
if
go
you
back
do
to
come, don't come here
it.
during the summer. Well, I feel like you shouldn't go to any country's summertime unless that's the only time you have. But our spring is amazing. Our
Hmm.
fall is even better. And early winter is not terrible. Like
Yeah,
Um,
that pre-Christmas
don't
late
come in November. Don't come in November. December.
don't come in December. But yeah,
Yeah,
but
don't
do
come
not
in.
come in
you
January.
guys get
But
Don't
like
come in
proper
January.
extremes, don't you? Like when it snows, it properly snows.
yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
but my concern is like for November, December. That's like that's when as soon as Halloween ends, it's Christmas. Like even though
yeah.
Christmas is like in December, and every like all of majority of Manhattan just it's I don't even like going to Manhattan
It
November,
it
December.
is very I will say though, and then we can circle back, but I will say you should experience a very traditional Thanksgiving. I mean,
Yes,
everyone does it differently.
for sure.
We don't have
But
Thanksgiving.
it, no, exactly. If he comes here in November, just experience an
No, I'm
American.
saying UK doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving. You know.
No,
That's fine, but
that's
he
what we
can
need.
come here
Okay.
and
I
have
okay.
a traditional like Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving meal,
Gotcha.
That
not
would be good.
celebrate Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I'll do
It's
that.
about
That'd
the
be good.
food.
Okay. Okay.
I
Gotcha.
Because
will just come to eat. Just coming to eat.
it's kind of like a
It's an excuse
Sunday
to
roast, but better.
yeah,
And
it's an
a
excuse
lot
to
better.
like overeat and
Yeah,
just sleep for the entire weekend.
Yeah.
that
So
does
I
sound good.
recommend if you do come, if you ever want to experience an American holiday or New York holiday, I would say Thanksgiving is kind of like that best time because the food, that's when everyone kind of goes all out for the food. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't do traditional turkey because it's just me. So I normally do like a roast beef, like a prime rib, or last year I did a Wagyu steak.
I'm gonna get hungry now.
And with that, Risha, it is dinner time on our end,
Oh no,
too.
I've already eaten. I already had like literally had like a steak tonight as well, and it was great. And
Oh,
once
amazing.
now I'm hungry again because we don't have like Thanksgiving or anything like that, but we have like Sunday roast, where we have like
Right.
I love Sunday roast.
We
Oh,
actually, there is a place that Teresa and I like to go to. Is it the Churchill? Is that where it
yes,
is? That
the
has
Churchill,
a
and then there's
very perfect Sunday roast. And I'm not necessarily a Sunday roast person, more of like, not because it's not good, it's just different,
yeah,
but it
I
is
don't
particular.
unfortunately in my house.
oh, you guys don't have it at your house.
Yeah, we have it like on special occasions,
Yeah, yeah.
if we've been good.
So hopefully, in the next couple of weeks you'll be good. Have
Yeah.
Sunday roast.
The next few days is just going to be bread and butter if you're lucky, and some water on the side. It's tough in England.
And it's tough. It's tough in New York too. Trust me.
Think it's hard everywhere right now for obvious reasons, but
Um, so for our next question is, what would you like readers to take away from this book?
Oh yeah, well, that's what we were talking about, wasn't it? The book. I think when I was doing this book, I definitely wanted a couple things from it because, as we were talking about, the book is written from Mia's perspective. So she's going to be the next child elder, and she discovers these big truths that change the history and the future of everything that's going to happen. So this book was almost like sort of a documentation of her travels. So I almost wanted it being like we're members of her tribe, and she's giving us what happened, and she's giving us advice, right? So I wanted it to be um, a book that you could have, that you could read and enjoy, but also a book that you can have like on the coffee table that you can flip to and have look at the pretty pictures, and then on on the pages and stuff they're like nice little quotes and nice little pieces of advice, because she suffers through anxiety and loneliness and all of these different like mental issues that on physical they're all in your head that we all suffer with. So I wanted it to be sort of a book that you can quote and you can pick up and you can flip to when you're feeling, sad or something and you wanted some comfort. And I think the two main morals of the story that I wanted to put forward in the book was one that I think people and kids when they're reading it is to go out and discover their own truths, not to be just accept blindly what's given to them through schools and past generations and history and stuff, and just to not question it, I guess, and to to find out for themselves what is the truth. And it's obviously it's a lot more relevant in this day and age with everything that's going on. And on a lighter note of that story, I think I also wanted people to think that when times are tough, which they are, a lot of the time, that you never know what's waiting around the corner. The whole point of the book is to be sort of optimistic, and when things do seem bad, that there's always sort of a silver lining, or you never know what could happen. And those were the main stories, morals that I wanted to sort of put across in the book to try and be an optimistic book. Something that would could help people.
Well, it's a fantastic book. Uh, and again, we cannot say enough about the gorgeous artwork, and the story is powerful and meaningful to anyone that wants to pick it up, but especially again to your point, a young person who's going through so many different issues of
Yeah,
adolescence.
yeah.
So we have two more questions for you. The first question, you kind of hinted at it earlier and throughout our conversation today, but can you tell us about any upcoming projects that you have?
Yes. The next book that I'm currently writing is nothing to do with this one at all. I have those on like a back burner for like future projects if people like this one and we want to expand on the world and the lore and the history and the expanding universe around it. But the next book is a lot more like family focused. So it's about a father and a daughter, and it's about them dealing with their grief because they lose his their wife and their mother. So it's sort of this book in the same sense that this is almost about advice and guidance and comfort for people that are going through a tough time, with a setting of like a fantasy background. So that's the next project, and that's called The Color of Her Voice. So that should be coming out at some point. It is nearly finished writing. The drawings are what coming next, but that one is really yeah, that one really means a lot, and that one I think not to shit on this one, but is a lot better. Yeah, as I think has a bit more of uh I'm not sure. I think more of a contained story, a lot more emotionally orientated and character focused. And then there's about five other books in the back of my mind that I want to write, and are all just as weird as the next. So hopefully we can get some support on this book, and hopefully we can try and make a career out of it and make some money from it, so we can write the next one. But I think even if it didn't become like successful, I would still write these books because it's just such a joy to do and to share with people. So we shall see what the next project holds.
We look forward to reading it. So do let us know when it drops, or and so we can, mark our calendars for it.
Yes, definitely.
So our final question, and we ask this to all of our guests who kind of come to talk about their work, is we're going to ask you to do a book talk. And a book talk is a 30-second to 1 minute elevator pitch of why, our people who are going to check out this recording or listen to this recording should read your book. It can be as long or as short as you want it to be. Again, Teresa, one of our favorites, is one of our authors was like, "This is a book. These are the pages. You should read it."
That's good. That's good. I might use that one.
So very simple. So I will give you the floor in
Okay.
right
Well, I
now.
don't really know what to say. I think we've spoken a lot about it, so I won't repeat myself too much. I'll tell you what, I'll read the blurb and see if that catches anybody's attention, and then I'll hold it up and be like, there it is. It is real. We're not scamming you. You can go buy it. It is real. Okay, so I will read it. I'll read the blurb for my pitch. We journey to a distant land where you will find a mountain that has no end. A mountain so tall that the people who live within its highest peaks know nothing about the world below the clouds. It is a mountain full of mystery and monstrous creatures, the likes of which you have never seen. Hiding within the peaks are the mountain moon tribe and their child elder, Mia. First of her generation, born 13 years ahead of her peers, she bears the huge responsibility of guiding them through life. But Mia is troubled by an unrelenting itch for an adventure, and when she makes a wish upon a falling star, her wish is granted, and that wish ultimately threatens the destruction of her village. Mia is flung into a race to prevent her people's extinction, chosen to go beyond the Forbidden Lands to seek the help of an ancient spirit who dwells many miles away in the heart of the mountain itself. Along her journey, she will meet the monstrous creatures that plagued her bedtime stories, and upon the journey's end, she will discover the truth that will change the future of the mountain forever. And that is the blurb. This is the book. Let's flip to a random page. I don't even know what. Here's a random page. That's one of the favorite pages. The camera keeps moving. It's trying to find my head. The camera's rubbish. But yeah, there it is. That is Mysteries of the Mountain Moon Tribe.
Perfect. Yay. No, that was great. That was fantastic. So thank you, Jack. I'm gonna toss it back over to Teresa, who's gonna close us out with some
Awesome.
closing remarks.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you, Jack, and thank you everyone for listening and hearing about the mysteries of the Mountain Moon Tribe. You heard it here. Make sure to get a copy at your local bookstore or your local library. We will be on our website. We will be posting the purchasing links and the library links so where you can get a copy. It is a very beautiful illustrated graphic novel or visual novel, we should say. And but it also tells a very compelling and engaging story. And a lot of readers will enjoy this book. But we would like to take the time to give a big thank you to Jack for joining us on today's episode. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. It was a really great conversation.
No, I loved it. Thank you. No need to thank me at all. I thank you. It was lovely. And sorry for ranting and waffling about completely random stuff for an hour.
No, great
We are
ranting.
the queens of tangents, so
Yes.
it's
And
100%
Awesome.
also
okay.
the princesses of ranting, and also like going off topic. So
No, I had a great
definitely.
time. So thank you very much. It was lovely.
and And thank you everyone for joining us. Please take the time to follow us on social media. We are on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky. Also, you can subscribe to the website, Cup of Tea with That Book, please. And also make sure to follow and listen to wherever you get our podcasts. We are on Spotify, Pandora, and YouTube. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Jack, again, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.